Oh my god, why am I always in trouble? Why am I always in jail? I'm in and out of jail all the time. Why am I always in trouble? Why is it that nobody trusts me? Why is it that I get in so many fights and I have such a horrible behavior? Why? Why do I?
You want to know why that is? Let's just start by the people you hang out with. You instead of you hanging out with people who go to who have something in their life, something going for their life, people who want to go to college, people who want to do these great things for their future. Whenever they try to inspire you to to follow their step, and getting a high value job, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do none of that. You wanna be this super cool gangster guy. You wanna be around the streets. You wanna be a gang member. You wanna listen to this guy because he has a lot of money, but the way he's getting money is by selling drugs. But who cares if that's how he's doing it? We got money. We got the bling bling, bro. Listening to those type of people, those are the type of people that you listen to. Those are the type of friends that you want to hang out. You don't want to hang out with college graduates, people who, as a matter of fact, it doesn't have to be a college graduate. It could be somebody that has brain, somebody who wants to, like, hey man, let me go ahead and let me you should go ahead and this job offer, or this, you don't want to listen to, to a guy who wants to, like, give you a motivational talk. You don't want to do that. You don't want to get money by getting yourself a job. No, you want to steal from people people who get their hard earned money. You want to take that away from them and steal what they work for, instead of you getting your own money and getting yourself a real job. That is one of the reasons why you're in and out of jail all the time. You want to know why you keep going in and out of jail? Because when certain guy looked at you the wrong way, instead of you and looking away and avoiding the conflict, you decided to confront the guy. Hey bro, what you looking at, bro? Don't look at me like this, bro. This and this, and you decided to get into a fight with that guy over stupidities, just because he looked at you wrong. Or maybe another occasion, maybe he looked at your girl, or maybe he stepped in your shoe and on your shoes. You got into a fight with that, and it turns out that guy had for some, this could happen. It turns out that the other guy, he had medical problem, and you just having to punch him in the wrong side of the head. Now he's in the hospital, or maybe even worse, because you decided to do that, because you got into a fight over somebody staring at you or looking at your girl the wrong way. That is why, another reason why you keep being in and out of jail, or because of your stupidity, getting into fights for over stupid, pathetic stuff, is another reason why you keep getting in and out of jail. Your mom's, and more reasons, your mom or your father or whoever lives, or your older brother, or whoever it is, they gave you good advice. They tell you, listen man, listen kid, or listen son, I want you to be this and that. Don't hang out with this person, and I want you to wake up early tomorrow, and I want you to get a job. But you never listen to those type of advice. You never listen to that. You wanna get up and be and put your wear one of these rubber bands like the Crips wear, or the Bloods, or these different gangs that I don't even want to name those gangs in my videos. But you know what, you already know what I what I was going to. Instead of you getting a job, instead of you taking care of your life, you out here causing trouble to people who don't even deserve it. You're over here giving people a hard time, and people don't even wanna be around you. And there, you cause so much trouble that instead of whenever something bad happens around your neighborhood, yeah, around your neighborhood, every in the let's say police come in, maybe you didn't do that, maybe you didn't do it, but they all gonna blame it on you because of all the problem and all the trouble they you cause, and they just want to be rid of you. And that's one of the reasons, another reason why you keep going in and out of jail. You just keep causing too much trouble around where you are. I don't like, bro. What else? Another reason why you keep going in and out of jail. What are the first thing that people always say to people who drive a lot? Don't drink and drive. But nah, you, nobody's gonna tell me what to do, bro. I'm a real man. Nobody's gonna tell me what to do, bro. If I wanna drink, I'm gonna drink. And that this is my car, and I'm gonna do whatever I want. I'm not gonna get caught. I'm way too smart for that. Yo, you go ahead and drink as you're driving. You, you, bro, you're such a fool, bro. I don't even understand the logic in that. If you know that you could hurt somebody while drinking and driving, why would you even do that? And then you wonder why you keep going in and out of jail. You know that liquor is going to put your life in jeopardy. And it could put and it will probably 100% put somebody else's life in jeopardy, because you might lose control of your car and hit somebody. And now by mistake you ended up taking someone's life away because of your pathetic hobbies of drinking and driving. When so stupid, bro. So stupid. And there are other occasions where you're drinking and driving, and let's say you didn't hit nobody, but you're driving too fast. The cop stops you. And instead of you cooperating with the cops, instead of you doing that, being smart, let me cooperate, maybe he'll let me off easy. No, you're so stupid that your pride is so high, you actually get into argument with the cops. Instead of doing what they're telling you to do, you like to do the opposite. You like to you know to show your manhood and get into a fight with a guy with people that you're never going to be. If you're a regular guy, if you're a regular guy that never has the train that never trained or anything like that, any real training, why would you even get into an argument or into a fight with a police officer? What would you do something like that, bro? And then you wonder why you keep going in and out of jail all the time. Always blaming people. Well, he the people who I hang out with, they influence. I hung out with in the wrong hood, and that's all you see around you. That's all you see. And so if you see all these horrible things, you get influenced by those things, and you just want to be doing the same thing. So just because you see a lot of people stealing, getting into fight, and going into these gang members and stuff like that, just because they're doing it, and you know it's from now, but you want to be part of the cool guy. Just because they're doing it, you want to. Does that mean that you have to be following the same wrong steps? You want to know another thing that keeps silly guys in jail all the time? Their tempers. Their temper. They get into argument with their girlfriend. You know, and you know, she's over here arguing at you. Instead of you just, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and step out of the house for a couple of minutes and wait for her to like cool down. Instead of you doing that and being the bigger man, nah, let's not do that. Let me let my emotions take over me, and let me go ahead and bam. So now you knocked her out. Now you knocked your girlfriend out. Some bro, like hitting a now you so now you're hitting women now. How does that? How is there are some guys they walk around trying to like be this super, like they got their chest up, like they're super, but they like this and that, but you hit women. You hit women. How are you gonna tell me that you're a real man when you hit women? Like, now she probably wakes up she wakes up after a few moments. She calls the cops on you, and now you're back in jail. All because all you had to do was avoid the argument. Go to the basement, or go somebody and take a breather. Nah, this is my house. This is my house. Things are gonna be done the way I want it to be done. And bam, you hit a woman, and now she's calling the cops on you. You're back in jail. You're such a moron, bro. That is so stupid. And those are few other things that are always gonna keep you going in and out of jail all the time, because of that stupid, pathetic, dumb, idiotic mindset that you have. Somebody disrespects your sister or your brother or even mom, or a family member. You find the guy, right? You found him. I don't have a problem with you slapping the nose up his face, because it's your family, it's your sister, it's your mom. So I don't have a problem with that. You go up to that guy. What do you say about my mom? Nah. I don't see. I don't. There's. I mean, say no to violence, but that type of violence where you doing violence because somebody offended your mom or sister. I understand all of that. But if you already slapped them up, and let's say after you slap him, then you punch him, and he's already on the floor, you already know that he can't. He probably can't defend himself because you did it. Okay, you did your thing. You did your thing, right? Walk away and let them know before you leave. Don't ever disrespect my family again. Violence is bad, but okay, it's understandable. And you walked away and left the guy alone. Nah, let's not do that. You're gonna put him down, and then you're just gonna keep. You already proved your point not to touch your family. Nah, let's not stop there. Let's keep punching him and punching and punching and kicking him on the head and doing that. Your sister and everybody else is trying to stop you from keep hurting the guy. He's already on the ground, and you stop kicking and kicking, and before you know it, before you know it, because you give in to that rage, before you know it, bam, you ended up unaliving the guy because you couldn't contain your anger. So now you're doing like what, 35 to life, or even worse. Now you ruin your entire life because you couldn't control your anger or whatever. That was the one thing that, out of all the stupidities that you do, your temper was another thing that always kept you in and out of jail, and now you took someone's life away. You could have slapped the guy, slap him or punch him and put him down a little bit and walk away, and you decided to keep like all this unnecessary damage on his head. You don't think about consequences. You probably got a kid. You probably have a wife. But you don't think about that when you get angry. You know what? The only thing that you think about once you get angry is red. Everything turns. You don't want to take a breather. You probably, your little daughter or your little kid or your little son. You could hear him scream, "Daddy, Daddy, stop!" And instead of you saying, wait, instead of you doing this, like, oh, wait. That's your son calling you. That's your son calling. That's my son calling me. No, wait. Let me go ahead and stop. All right, dude, get the hell out of here. Instead of you doing that, you just want to keep doing that because you don't, bro. Like you don't have control of on your anger, and you just want to cause as much damage to a guy who's already down as possible. That is another reason why you're always in and out of jail. You're extremely violent guy, and you don't listen to people giving you good advice. Now that little girl who was calling your name when you was beating that guy up, if that happened, or that little boy, now that little boy is gonna grow up to be 25, 30. That little girl she's gonna have her first boyfriend, and you're not gonna be in, because of your pathetic actions. You're not gonna be there to see if her first boyfriend is the guy right for her. You're not gonna be there when she turns 15. You're not gonna be there for when he turns 15. You're not gonna be there in their life and in their birthday. And your wife, you can go ahead and forget about that. If she's super loyal, I'll give her 5 years, 5 to 10 years. What do you think is gonna happen after 5 to 10 years of you in jail? She has her own life ahead of her. She's probably gonna look for other options, and you're gonna be a long forgotten memory in jail. Can you blame her for that? She stood by you for a couple of years, but you just took someone's life. She knows that you're not gonna come out of jail. You notice how you notice how you lost it all just by having this rage temper, bro. Control, you know. And it's so sad. It is so sad because in jail, I bet you that there is millions of people like that, and who lost everything because of a stupid decision. Think about your family, bro. Like think about your family. Think about your mom. Think about your father. Think about that little girl or that little boy who they're gonna grow up without you. Before you make one of these stupid ass decisions, think about think about that before you do that. Let that be, let those things be your guide as to not making a stupid decision. You already have kids. Who you already have kids. When are you gonna grow the f up, bro? Gonna keep going in and out of jail? You're gonna keep giving your mother a hard time, your father a hard time? You're gonna keep giving these your little kids time without you? And now, okay, now they grew up without a father, and now they're probably gonna turn out. They're gonna turn into bad kids. They might not turn out all great after all, because they grew up without a father that is not gonna be there to teach them the right way, because you're in jail because of some stupidity that you do, man. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, bro. Stay out of jail, man. Stay out of jail. Stop doing all these stupidities. Stop getting into fights over stupidities. Stop hitting women. Stop doing that, bro. Stop doing that. Stop stealing. Get yourself a job and stop stealing from people. Their hard earned money. That's their money, not yours. Get your own stuff. Stop drinking and driving. My gosh, like how many times are you gonna see people going in and out of jail because of car accident? And you still don't learn from that? Come on, bro. Like, I'm gonna see you guys on the next video, bro. But before I go, man, bro, like, just stay think about your kids, man. Think about your mom or your family before you do something stupid, bro. Fix your attitude, and just stay out of bro. Just stay out of jail, bro. Stay the f out of jail, bro. End of story, man.